Hello and welcome to another video from Football Oasis. Yes, we need a second division and we need it now. But while looking further at what needs to be done first, this process is very complicated. I understand and I agree that we need a second division right away. But there's plenty of thought and planning that needs to be 100% accurate before this step is taken. On June 2019, the FFA released a plan of how things should look for the second division. Firstly, the plan is very detailed and I encourage you to read it as well, so I'll leave the link in the description below. The plan is to have a second division up and running by 2021-22 season. First step we need to take is connect the A-League between the second division and the NPL. Currently there is huge division across all footballing authorities and leagues across this country. And if we truly want to see a prosperous nation across both international and domestic football, we must have unity. Unity in thinking, planning, and having vision for what the future is supposed to look like. And this should build not just on survival, but growth. This next part that I'm about to explain to you is possibly the most complicated area. So how is this going to work, I hear you ask? And the thing is, we have 8 NPL leagues across the country in Australia. After each season, you could have the top 2 in each league get promoted to the second division, but this is only possible for the first season if you are using the NPL as a base of promoting. Because in the first season, say you promote 16 teams to that second division, you can't exactly promote 16 teams again in the second season. So maybe after you do this once in the very first season of this second division, maybe the top 2 after the first season go into some sort of cup competition where the top 2 get promoted and the winner gets a higher prize money. And what I just said is very complicated. But I believe the FFA are going to revamp the whole NPL league and structure. And what that's going to look like, it's going to be A-League, A-League second division, NPL 1, 2, 3, and so on. This way it's 100% cleaner and I agree this is the way to go. But it's going to be very interesting to see who goes straight into the second division and who gets promoted straight into the A-League, whether it's going to be NPL clubs or it's going to be brand new clubs such as Team 11 here in Melbourne. But as far as we know, the NPL is going to be restructured and become the third division of football in Australia. As things stand at the beginning of next season, there is going to be 12 A-League teams. But I feel like the long-term vision should be that we build for an 18 to 20 team league. Although for the time being, it's probably best to aim for 18 before we move on to 20 so we can build a strong foundation before developing the league further. So for the next 3 years until we reach 18 teams within the A-League, there should only be a promotion system and not a relegation system. And this will be done by having an A-League second division consisting of 16 teams, where the bottom 2 every year are relegated and the top 2 of every year are promoted. And why I said 2 not 3 is because I think if we're doing 3, we're moving too fast and the competition is not going to be as strong. The slow steps is the way to go. Yes, it will take time, but it will help us in the long run. The FFA will need to build a sustainable plan for promotion and relegation into the A-League and how this is going to affect all 8 NPL leagues across the country. But a big question is, do we have the financial ability to do this? That is just one issue. Another issue is facilities, stadiums, training, staff members, coaches, referees. All this is very relevant because if you look at A-League clubs about what I just mentioned, and when you look at NPL clubs at that level, there is a distinction between the two. It's a completely different standard, and I believe the FFA requires certain things in order to make it to that A-League level and become just as professional as the A-League clubs. But what this second division is going to bring is a more structured player progression path. And this is going to cause more opportunities for development, something we've all been crying out for. Also, this is going to expose football to many new geographical locations across the country and expose players to the game that we love. And not only players, but fans, referees, and coaches as well. This exposure will hopefully open up investment opportunities, whether that's privately or from the government. Money is one of our biggest issues. So maybe we need to tough it out for a few years in order to build that solid foundation, but maybe the A-League as well and the FFA need to bring down their requirements a little bit off the professionalism side of things. And when I say solid foundation, I do not mean delay plans. That has been happening for far too long and it's seriously time to take action. What I mean was for facilities and staff members, all that sort of stuff that happens behind the scenes is going to take time to develop, so we need to be patient in that area. The FFA are currently trying to find ways for having financial stability in order for this to start but not to fall. This includes commercial and broadcast agreements across the board. as well as startup capital. And as we all know, we're currently having issues with Foxtel, and I seriously hope, just like you guys, Optus picks up the A-League. That's a story for another time, but can you guys imagine the opportunity this second division is going to open? All those kids who have a dream of playing professionally, well, this is going to help you. I'm honestly truly saddened because this is only being spoken about in 2020, when football in Australia has been around for much longer than that. Yes, I get it, what's in the past is in the past, but can you imagine all the players that missed out on this chance to become a professional because they didn't have the opportunity or the financial support during their time? Although we can look to the future now, because having the second division is truly going to help our Socceroos team and makes our A-League a lot more attractive to watch. Over the last 15 years, grassroots football has been peaking, and now it's time to see football start to develop from the top as well as it has been from the bottom. Yes, it has taken so many years, but it's time for all of us to get behind this project. All in all, I am certain that this second division is going to revolutionize football as we know it today in Australia. I would love to know who you guys think is going to get a straight promotion into the A-League, which new clubs are going in, how NPL is going to work. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Lastly, I want to commend the FFA for allowing Mark Viduka to be part of the board of advisors for the FFA. Even though a week before, Mark Viduka rightly so criticised football in Australia and the FFA as well. And I can tell you, if David Gallop was still in charge, he would have no way let Mark Viduka be part of that board of advisors after what he said. We're only just starting to see James Johnson's fingerprint on the A-League and Australian football as a whole since being named FFA CEO in January. So hopefully he starts and continues on the right track because he can really have a legacy on football in Australia. If you like this video, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share, follow us on social media, share us on social media, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you know when a new video comes out. This was Football Oasis, and we'll see you next week.